Hello, Star Wars unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show, where we are continuing to consolidate and try to utilize space more efficiently in the Star Wars collection. We've had two episodes where we've been kind of updating our indoor scene, and we have this one here, and we've kind of extended it up here. Now, there are some... This one is kind of a hodgepodge. There's not really a rhyme or a reason to this. So, because of that, I'm probably going to switch up a few things here and try to do something else. But I have another idea that I'm kind of toying around with. I think it's a more long-term idea. I don't know if it's something I'm going to do in this episode. I know it's not something I'm going to do in this episode. What I'm doing this episode is just trying to kind of straighten up. So this is sort of a shelf talk and just a kind of a straightening up talk. And maybe talking about a few things that we're going to maybe part with. You know, it's hard to say. But anyway, what we got here. All right, so as I said, this is kind of a hodgepodge. So let's kind of start over here. Now, as I've mentioned in a previous episode, I've decided to part with most of my comic packs. Okay, so this one I want to keep because I like the Ewoks. I'm one of the few, I know. So I want to do something with the Ewoks to keep. I think for now, I'm just going to tuck this back here on the Ewok thing, just because I don't want to take it out of the package. All right, but it kind of connects with these Ewoks. And that got me thinking that I have a few of those command strips, and I think I might actually look for some figures that are also Endor and Ewok related and actually layer them all up here. So that is kind of another thing I want to do. All right. Now, before I get to that, though, I have this shelf, and I got a few things in here that I want to kind of figure out what to do with. First of all, we got this one. Holy cow. This is like, I think this might actually be like my Boba Fett from my childhood. It's very much, or at least one of them, you know. And part of the reason I think that is I seem to have a memory of me trying to get the missile out. Like, I thought there was something wrong with the missile, that it wasn't launching, you know. So it's just interesting to see kind of, you know, well, obviously this is damaged, you know, and very much played with. But I kind of like that, you know. So anyway, I'm going to move him off of this shelf. I'm not sure what I want to do with this shelf yet. I'm kind of, you know, back and forth about it right now. So I think I'm just going to, for now, I'll put this little guy down here on the next shelf, and we'll get to him in another episode. I got this piece, which I know is something. It looks like it is a Slave 1. I want to say a Slave 1 piece. So what I'm going to do is, pardon me, I'm going to move myself over here up top. Do I have any Slave 1s up here? I can't. I'm actually reaching up higher, and I can't find it, so I don't know if I have a Slave 1. Maybe not. So then the other thought I had was maybe this was for one of my, like here's my vintage Slave 1, but that's pretty big, and I don't this looks like it's not going to fit there. So I have no idea what this is. So basically what I'm doing, guys, and I've mentioned this before, is I am essentially moving items from shelf to shelf and consolidating, and some things are getting moved over to where I'm going to get rid of them. And some things are just getting moved over to just other locations. So why don't we just put this down here on this shelf for now? All right. What else we got? Speaking of Boba Fett. All right. So these are one of the very first Boba Fett deluxe figures. And essentially, this is like Hasbro / Kenner, their first attempt at trying to, you know, put a higher price point figure out on the market. The Boba Fett figure itself is pretty much the same as the Power of the Force figure that came out, and you can tell because it's got that slightly more muscular look. And I have decided I'm going to part with this. It's cool. I like it, but as I said, thinning out the collection. It doesn't really have a place in the story, so I'll kind of layer it on here for now. Don't slide off. You know, and there's some more deluxe figures that I'm going to look at, but not right now. All right. Then we got this one. This is a Jabba figure, right? Now, this is, again, Power of the Force Jabba. I don't quite understand. Let's see if it has a year on here. 1998. The thing is with this tongue thing, I get the tongue. I understand why I was doing that. But I feel as though this is really not something that I need. I have so many more. I have like, there are 2 more Jabas down here alone. Okay, there's a ton of Jabas. There's a third one way over there. How many Jabas does one need? I also have the Vintage Collection Jabba. And I have another one. I have a Walmart one. So that Jabba's gone. It's okay. I don't love the character of Jabba, so I mean, I like the character, fine, but all right. Now we got to talk about. Oh yes, we have the Destroyer droid, but this is like I don't want to say a not way before Black Series. This was a Destroyer droid that came. They were making like a 7-inch style figure. I think they were testing the waters. It's cool, but I have enough Destroyer droids. It does have this thing where you can. I think it has a thing where it can unfold, but I'm gonna just leave it in its ball for right now. That's gonna go out. By the way, if anybody watching this and wants to make an offer on any of these things, please let me know. We've got my Return of the Jedi stamp. This was one of those weird things. There was a big popular thing in the 80s where you could go, and they would have this is like the early form of, I guess you could say, individual, unlicensed or non-licensed arts and crafts and projects and things like that. And I remember there was a guy, I think it was in a local mall, and he had all these different stamps. They were just pieces of blocks of wood with a rubber stamp base, and then that was what it would be. You get an ink pad and you dip into it. The funny thing was that my family, they ran an office products store, and one of the things that they would do a lot was order custom rubber stamps. But these are like business related, So I remember getting this, and they would have a lot of ink. My father was very much into ink. He had, he sold typewriter ribbon, he sold computer ribbon, printer ribbon. That was like what he did for his first part of his career. So we had no shortage of ink pads and stuff like that. So I had this. I thought I had a Luke Skywalker too somewhere, but this is kind of just a nostalgic thing. It's, you can see it's definitely falling apart now, but I don't want to part with that yet. That kind of falls into the vintage thing. Okay, where else we got here? All right, let's talk. All right, I'm going to move Sebulba off to the side here. We got to fix this. I'll get that fixed, but I need 2 hands to do that. Then we got this baby. We got... Okay, there it is. Light speed. All right, my Star Speeder 3000. You can tell by the box. This is probably 2000. I'm gonna guess 2002. Yep, 2002. It's a nice little vehicle playset. All right, it's not in any way attached to the figures. The current 3 3/4 inch. These are more like 1 inch. There's a Rex, Captain Rex, maybe about a 1 inch, I don't know, 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. R2 doesn't even move. The lid comes out. You could put the captain in there. This is, of course, 2002 is before they renovated it, and made it a different thing. So I like it. I don't want to get rid of this. I may decide to unbox it. So it is a little dingy, and the batteries are going to die and eventually leak. So at the very least, I might do a pseudo unboxing, where I take it and unbox it, take out the battery, box it back up again. All right, and then we got the Kenner 12-inch Raiders of the Lost Ark, or I should say Indiana Jones 12-inch figure. I think this is pretty much complete. It is something I took out of the box. I think I do not want to part with this, but I think I have a better place for this. I have a place, I might sneak him in. I have a place where I put all my 12-inch Han Solo, or 12-inch figures from Star Wars that came out in the 70s and early 80s. I think I just might tuck him in that display case. So we'll move him. All right, speaking of 12-inch, here's the Wampa and Luke Skywalker. This is definitely one that's going to go in the sale box. I love it. I love the Wampa, but the Wampa kind of doesn't look like the Wampa. he sort of does and he sort of doesn't. So I'm just going to place him over here. So, I mean, it's great. I think the box is in decent shape. Yeah, it didn't get damaged, so it's cool. But yeah, as I said, these 12-inch figures, I'm starting to want to part with. Okay. Oh. And then we have this little Micro Machines, or what is it? No, Action Fleet. This is the Action Fleet skiff with Han, Chewie, and 2 guards. Cute. Fun. But not sure if I really need it. Kind of part, as I said, don't know if I want to part with it yet. I'm just going to move it off to the side. All right. So that leaves. So we've got. Looks like this. Okay, that works. Now, oh, this is upside down. Okay. Oh wait, no. I have to do it this way. Yes. Okay. Voodoo. So I think what I might do for the moment is kind of throw that here. Whoops. And then maybe I'll put Anakin. Whoops, excuse me. Kind of right next to it. Okay. But this is what I'm talking about. Look at all this. So I'm not sure how I want to handle this. But I think what I'm going to do right now is just use this space for some shorter things. And then I have an idea. I'm going to put this Jedi Starfighter here. I know that's not part of the same movie. We also have a Clone Wars small vehicle. Plus I think this figure came with it. Oh. We have another one here. And a figure that came with that. This is the nice thing that Hasbro was doing. They were putting these little small vehicles together. This little guy came out of nowhere. It's a young Tusken. All right, I'm going to move him to another shelf and see if I can. And I also have this, which I'm not 100% sure. If anybody knows in the comments what this is, I know, I'm pretty certain it is from a vintage piece, like from a 70s or 80s. But I don't want to get rid of it. Oh, I got a vintage Yoda, no snake and no cane. So I'm not 100% sure where he came from. He's all cute. I don't know. I'm kind of partial to Yoda. I remember a story. I went into my local Jamesway, which is like some sort of a store, chain store, department store, and I heard that they had a Yoda, and Yoda was brand new, and I went and found it, and I got it. It was the only one there, and I was so happy. I don't think this is the same exact figure. I believe I have that one somewhere else. What else we got here? So I'll put him over there. Oh, this is a weapon that I believe is held by this guy, but I'll leave it there. And then the last thing we got, let's see if I can put this. Sorry for my. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Okay. Trying to position this. Sorry. Oh gosh. All right. Last thing we got. Where are we? These two. We have a spider droid. This looks like a pretty simple, came apart, but you wind this up. All right, we find a nice little. Yeah, I like these shelves. One thing I like is these lips. Oh, speaking of lips, that looks like a lightsaber hilt. Or not hilt, a lightsaber blade. I'll have to look and see. All right. I'm going to keep transferring things from one shelf to another, and then we'll see what we got. So now, this is looking kind of nice. I mean, it's spaced out a little bit, But you know, and it's mostly it doesn't have a very deep theme. Like this is all indoor, right? We get that. But this is prequel based, so that there's that. I don't know if I have any other items that I can put on here from any other shelves. Or at least down here, it looks like we have a lot of deluxe things. I mean, we do have the Jabba. I wonder if I can make some adjustments here. I guess if I move, all right, let me rethink this. If I move the Clone Wars things out again, sorry, excuse me, and you would be episode. I think you're sort of Clone Wars, sort of episode 3, right? Put the spider back up here. All right, what I could do is I have this Jabba, which I don't want to part with. This is the Jabba with the gong. This is, you know, he takes his thing and spits it out. And I think you can actually spit it and have it actually hit the gong, which I don't want to do. That's kind of gross. And it comes with Fode and Bede, who are the announcers. Now, interesting thing about this, I don't believe these are, I can't remember if these are I don't think these are the ones that they use. They ended up using like a CGI version, and these were actually men in masks, you know, I know Greg Proops was one of them. So, all right, so that's cool. But now it feels like it's kind of empty. So I wonder if there's anything else I can find that's kind of here. Oh, I got that down there, but I think that's definitely more episode 3. I'm trying to at least stick to the same movie. And then here we got vintage. Yeah, these are all prequel. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything definitive. However, let's take a look here in just a minute. We got a few items here. These are all pretty much prequel, but not episode 1. Oh, we do have the stab there. Oh, I could, yeah, man, that would actually, even if it's boxed, okay, I have to be a little creative here. Let's move these over here. Oh, no. Move this over here. Okay, no. Now, the only problem with this, but again, nothing is permanent, right? So if I can put this back here, right, and if I leave him there, now I have a little more height in the back, which I get is, going to be a problem if I decide I want to. Because one idea I had was I found another shelf, right? I found another shelf. Unfortunately, it's gray. It's not white, but that doesn't really bother me too much. But I was thinking if I cut some of the legs in half, I can actually place another shelf right here, another shelf here, you know what I mean? But the other thing is I don't have to stick, I can, as long as I cut them to the right size, I really don't need the length to be all that, even. It could be like a short one and a long one and a tall one. Maybe down low, they should be taller to fit bigger items. And then as we go up and your eyesight or eye line starts to even out, you can have shorter ones. I just realized I don't think this one is fully in there. It looks like it's slanted. One of them is anyway, but I'll fix that later. All right, so Battle Droid on a stat vehicle. That's a good one. These look like these are all other prequel or Clone Wars related. Okay. But I have some more back here. Let me see if I have anything. I forgot about these lights. Five Below. You gotta love it. All right, we have a few vehicles. I love this. Absolutely love this Y-Wing. It's like the Y-Wing before it became the Y-Wing as we know it. It was like a precursor. All right, doesn't look like anything that I can take and put back there. Yeah, so I think I'm kind of stuck with what we have there. So perhaps I'll just kind of hold it there for another. Do we have any other ones? Oh, I think I have another stab. Oh, that might work. I'm gonna walk over here. Hope you guys don't mind this. It's something different. Yeah. By the way, a little funny thing. Look at this. So the bottom of this, the base of the floor is pitched a little bit. So I took some pieces of wood and I placed the shelf on the wood. Now there's a pretty decent amount of weight on this shelf, especially up here because I have the stereo. So the funny thing was though that after I put this shelf up probably in 2003. So what are we, 21 years now? Look at the way it's bent. So I don't know how I want to. I might actually figure out a way to pull this whole shelf apart. So, and then, get rid of that bottom shelf or do some work. But you can see behind it, this is a wall against this is a exterior wall, so there's a lot of moisture there. So that's why I don't have any box stuff down low. But I do have a step vehicle. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. All right, it's a little bit tricky here. Let me get this out of the way. Oops. I meant to do that. I'll come back to fix that. Here we go. Now this is more of a Clone Wars. Oop, a bit far away. This is more of a Clone Wars vehicle, but I don't think I have another one. Ooh, I have to look for the other missile. He's missing his missile. I do think if I can put him over here. Look at that. It works. Okay. A lot of space there, though. A lot of space there. I want to get something up there. I gotta look around and see what I have. Oh, some of these. Trying to keep it prequel. At least prequel, but I would actually prefer it to be episode 1. But that's tricky. So, gotta fix my mess here. Oh, I did find my missile, though. Here we go. These are. That's a throwback to mini rigs. And this guy, oof, forget. I have to look that up. I forget which figure is. Yeah, these are punch out and make it. Like anybody remember the punch out and make it? Ooh, I just found something. This is another. It's like a. I don't know why I even keep that. The Naboo glider. You can throw it, but I don't know. I just like the punch out and make it things, but I don't think they are long. Look at this. I have 2. I have another one. I didn't even realize that. You're going too. How many Jabas? My goodness. I guess after a while you start to. Sometimes the Jabas are different, but every so often it's kind of weird. This thing, the OPC killer. All right. Let's see. Do I have a room for it? Let's see if I move this over here a little bit. Move Jabba over to the front. OPC killer right there. And I have the missile here. I'll have to fix this. Come on, get in there. This is really hard to do with one hand, folks. Just so you know. I'm sure if I had 2 hands. There we go. Nice. Okay. All right. Now let's see if I have any other staps. Oh, I just found something else that might work, but let me just make sure. Oh, I do. I have another stap. There we go. See, just a little, sometimes thinking out loud, I get good ideas. And again, I can change this again. I don't care. Here's another one I want to use, though. Okay, how do I move this? Definitely episode 1 epicness. And 25th anniversary, right? All right, that's going to have to be adjusted a bit. Okay, move. Sorry, Sebulba. I'm going to move you off to the side a bit. Jabba. Opie. Anakin. Now, I may decide to move this entire shelf. Ooh. Looks like he's going to do some hot rodding. Get up. There you go. All right. Because the thing is, what I love, and I think I did an unboxing where I actually took this out of the box because I just love. Sometimes it's like the. All right, you know what? Get this guy over here. Give this guy more of a. So I may now see, this is what happened. My brain is now thinking, and I'm like, okay, thank you for thinking, Rain. Because now down here I have some larger scale items from episode 1 that I can place here. And I'm not going to do that in this episode. But I've got, well, here's one. I'll show it to you as I end the episode. Well, there's a few things here. There's the boomer cannon. There's a mini stap. There should be, there's the tank, Trade Federation tank. There's Jar Jar on his Eopie, right? There's a couple items. So, yeah, I have a few things, and there's a cannon. There's another cannon I could use. All right. So these are some things I want to do, right? But there's one nice featured piece I completely forgot about, and that's actually over here. This guy, this baby, and he's got, yep, I don't know if it's Captain Tarples or if it's a thing, but this guy can definitely go over there. Now this is the Trade Federation, you know, basically it's an MMT or the MTT. That's a great piece, but that's actually not a toy. If you look at it, it's a little bit too big comparatively. They actually have a version of those for action figures over here in the corner, and that's why I was thinking maybe this whole thing will get brought down so I can have that there, or maybe I'll put this up here. We'll see. All right, so that's a good start. As I said, I got some more I want to do with that, and as I said, I won't. The title of this episode will be more about episode 1, but now that I'm definitely going to look around for some more Ewok related figures and whatnot, and see if I can get them up there. All right, guys, so that'll do it. Thanks so much for watching. Sure to like, subscribe, do all the other jazz. Check out all the other content on Red 5. Thank you, Red 5 Network, for supporting the channel. We'll see you in the next video. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.